Hello, everybody. Today we're here with a very, very interesting person. He sits at a C-suite level within the technology sphere, and he has the bird's eye view regarding what this technological landscape is changing around. So let's talk more with him and see what opportunities, what challenges new entrepreneurs and startup people has to, look into it. Hello.
How's it going?
Very well. Thank you so much for your time.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me.
Please tell us about your name and your background for our viewers.
So my name is Mike Stattelman. I'm the founder and CTO of a company called Falcons.ai, and we do artificial intelligence consulting and solutions development, but mostly in the what we call the negative space arena. So we look in places that other people aren't actually looking. Part of that is because we look at AI for good, so we develop solutions to actually have human level impact, that actually can span beyond the propagation of consumerism or things of that nature.
And obviously, with the AI coming up so much around it, it has somewhat disrupted the traditional sectors, traditional economic activities, or at least the fear of it. How do you firstly explore what opportunities there are and what challenges are there to people to think about it?
So first and foremost, I think you have to be a grown, right? You have to understand that with any new tool, there's risks, right? When you got your bicycle as a kid, right? It was great. It could get you to your friend's house faster and you could jump ramp, but also it had, you're going faster. The falls are going to hurt a lot worse. So I just feel like any new tool that has increased utility, like to the level that AI has, it's just that. The falls are going to be a lot faster. Obviously, they're going to involve a lot more data because that's what AI is. But at the end of the day, I just feel like, excuse me, I just feel like this progress is necessary for us to reach an escape velocity to overcome like massive civilization level, human level events. So if we're not going to come together as a civilization to solve it, then we need a wide array of pockets of advanced AI development to help kind of like the slingshot effect humanity forward.
Right. And I mean, within the AI, these two letters, they also have been, like hyped up also a lot.
Ridiculously, yes.
Like really, really much. Everybody is talking about AI as if it has this intelligence which will take over humans and everything around it. Talk more about this thing that how this AI is in a very simple way, just large scale statistical models.
That's literally all any AI is. It's a statistical probability of a thing, right? So you have facial recognition. We're all familiar with that. Like your iPhone, you look. All that is there is a 87 to 95% probability that this is Mike looking at his phone. Let me unlock it. It's not 100%, right? There is a 90+% statistical probability that as I'm using Gen AI to write this letter, that this sentence is making sense. And it matters and it stays in context with the topic. So you have things like that. Here's where the hype really loses it. Sight. And when I say sight, I mean sight with emotion. Who's somebody that really, really mattered in your life?
From the memory.
No, as you were growing up, one person specifically.
Wow.
Right. So when you see your mom after you come back from a trip or finally go visit them, her smell and all the other senses that get impacted, like that warmness you have inside of you. AI will never be able to recreate that for you. Now, it can recreate an image of your mom, but there's so much more context to that. So I think that when this hype comes in as AI can do all of this, it can do a lot of really good stuff really fast, but there are certain factors to being a human that statistics just can't replicate.
I mean, it's interesting you said that, factors to human. I mean, what I feel with AI is most important is that it sort of brings in the most important thing of a human, which is good asking good questions.
Absolutely.
And I think one of the things that, like you're talking about AI for good, how do you think we as human beings be able to sort of have this learning curve of asking good questions?
So it's pretty easy. For journalists and researchers and people that are trained on looking at things from different perspectives, right? So I steer anybody towards a publication. They discontinued it, but it was a spectacular publication, and it's called the Encyclopedia of World Problems and Human Potential. So, I challenge people that if you're looking for a problem, if you don't have a use case, but you want to get an AI, and you need a use case, look that encyclopedia up. It's free. I think it's free online now, and it lists out all kind of possibilities that would benefit humanity, and a lot of tragedies that humanity is going through right now. And so then you have to sit back and think critically: how can I apply some sort of, whether it's imagery with computer vision, audio, or machine learning, or natural language processing, statistical model to alleviate at least 25% of this problem, right? So we're taught in school that 25% is bad, right? Oh, 25%, that's not even, 75% you're failing. But if you think about how big 25% actually is of a global problem or a regional problem, that is huge in terms of benefit to people, right?
Right.
So that's kind of how I view stuff. I don't look at, selling the most stuff, or making the most ad revenue, making ads more effective, this, that, and other. The companies that are in charge of that, they have that stuff down to like surgical precision, like much to the average person's chagrin. I do honestly believe, but I feel like when you start getting into humanity and what humanity could really benefit from, that changes the scope and perspective of how these advanced technologies can be applied. And it kind of quells a lot of the, oh my God, Terminator, Rise of the Machines, things like that.
And on top of that is like these technologies are enabling decentralization of tools to be able to have this access. Like you said earlier, it's all right right now as well. Big corporations have been able to achieve it to surgical precision.
Yes.
But now that accessibility is also having the potential towards average Joe on the street.
Absolutely. That's why I'm a huge fan of Hugging Face and open source community.
Right.
Right. And so we need to continue to push this and push research and push institutes to do this research and fund these projects to keep the playing field at a level that, okay, so certain models done by certain companies with billions of dollars are going to achieve a 98% accuracy level.
Right.
Phenomenal accuracy level. But you know what? If there's an open source model that can hit 89% accuracy, that's good enough for what most people are trying to do anyway.
Example, one of them, not good now, but 5-10 years ago, is OpenStreetMaps. OpenStreetMaps was all open source, and it sort of competed with the Google.
Wow, I did not know that.
And obviously, similar examples could be regarding peer-to-peer sharing, like Napster,
Yes.
and
Yes.
things like that has come about. So, I mean, if we try to see it from a much further bird's eye view, is that okay? There are so many new technologies coming about it. There is another technology right around the corner, which is called blockchain. And it has been there much earlier than AI. And it has a lot of advantage for the communities, for the societies. Why do you think that the blockchain technology has not really like spun over like AI? Only the crypto, and within the crypto, only the BTC is there.
Because, and I'm glad you asked me that question. There is a phenomenal use case right here in the UAE for blockchain, right?
Yeah.
And it's education records.
Okay.
Right. So what I love about it is being an international traveler. If I decide to go to a school in a different country, access my records on the blockchain. I don't have to call back to this university, go to this website to get them to send my records and have to wait a couple of weeks for this transcript and maybe pay for all this. And it maybe it's going to be accepted. Maybe it's not, things like that.
And attestation,
There's so many, right? But I don't think those use cases are overwhelming. That's the problem. I think they are phenomenal for what they do, right? I think blockchain, native blockchain, right? I think is the equivalent of a spoon. A spoon is brilliant for what it's designed to do, but you don't, some people do, obviously, use a spoon to turn a screw. It may work, it may not, right? And so I feel like blockchain is spectacular. It's a spectacular technology for what it can do. The problem is the hype around blockchain burned a lot of people out because everybody wanted to throw blockchain at everything. You don't need blockchain as a standard user login DB. It's overkill. It's a hammer to an ant.
But I mean, one of the sector for like especially DeFi, which is and then tokenization of the real world assets.
Correct.
And I mean, there are so many live cases which is useful for the society in today's time.
Correct.
Considering the sustainability factor into it and all that thing. Yet the technology has not become, so much having market capitalization on it.
Yep. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. So my opinion, one man's opinion, right? Take it for what it's worth. I'm not in the blockchain space, in the crypto space, but I think the crypto scam black cloud has definitely damaged the viability of this technology. And I'm a fan of the blockchain technology. I told you that. EMR, health records, the transferability and portability of health records.
Right.
In this, that's a phenomenal use case. It's not even new. But because the crypto bro scam problem jumped on blockchain so early, and you have so many spectacular examples of just frauds left and right. That's the problem.
So this brings me to one burning question again, back to your field of scope is within AI, and again, within AI, there is another aspect of Internet of Things, which also perhaps somewhat connected to each other, but there are elements of fraud and elements of exploitation around here. Yet it basically gets invested. It basically sort of people are pushing towards it. The reason, in your opinion?
But nobody's talking about the larger issue. And nobody that I've heard, right? Maybe some people are. I don't know. I haven't heard anyone speak to this. So the current infrastructure of the internet right now is barely able to handle current internet right now. You have a choice. We're going to force to pick a side. The internet cannot handle the volume of blockchain traffic and the volume and speed of AI traffic simultaneously. Something's got to lose unless there's a massive reconfiguration and reinvestment in, we're still using TCP IP stack, right? That's insane. We're still like 50 years old now. Like, we're literally using a technology older than me.
But it's the most important thing.
It's the literal pillar that holds this whole thing up, right? But why haven't we developed better protocols?
Right.
More advanced protocols. We've had time. We've had time, right? But the current methodology, the pipes can't just keep getting bigger.
Right.
That's not a sustainable model, right? But when you come to what we have currently, what I see is finance, people, businesses are at a choosing point, right? Crypto gave blockchain a black eye. Gen AI, trust me, I feel like Gen AI is going to give true artificial intelligence a black eye.
Right.
But the two cannot exist simultaneously. The internet cannot handle it. The current IT security protocols and infrastructure cannot handle it.
So, just lastly, for youngsters out there who are watching it, what do you think? What is the way forward for these people to engage in an activity which is sustainable, is innovative, is exciting, and yet does not bring them burned out? I know it's a big question, but
It's not, it's not,
okay.
it's not at all. It's not at all. Find something that you like. And so I usually ask yourself, and this is one of those like Pollyanna utopian questions. Find something that if you had all the money in the world, what would you get out of bed to do? What would you get out of it? It wouldn't be to buy more stuff. You got all your stuff. You've traveled, you bought your family homes. You've done all of the stuff that you would do if you're the richest person on the planet. Why do you get out of bed in the morning? Build technology around that then, and you'll be okay. Your passion will remain. You'll be okay. That's my thing.
Well, guys, here you go. Get to the basics. Find the true north, as you guys have
Absolutely.
said. Uh, Very, very thankful to your time and your insights to it. I hope that we continue this conversation in some other platforms, some other
We'd
exploration,
love to.
maybe perhaps and focusing furthermore into the technological aspect right now. But thank you so much for your time right now. And yeah, keep up the good work.
Absolutely.